starting big projects or paying down debt with 2 months of breathing room. My family and I have used Fellowship personally. I trust these guys. Take control of 2026. Go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. or call 800-510-MIKE. That's 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
Need some extra cash? Gold and silver are at an all-time high. Turn your old coins, currency, or gold and silver into money at Trademark Coins and Currency, the only coin shop in the River region with over 40 years of experience. Veteran owned and operated, and proudly serving Montgomery from their location off Vaughan Road. Trademark Coins and Currency is always buying, and free appraisals means there's no pressure, just real value. Make an appointment today. Learn more at trademarkcoinsandcurrency.com. Trademark Coins and Currency. Experience you can count on.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m. Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by McPhillips Schimbaum.
My name is Aaron Luck, a partner with the law firm of McPhillips Schimbaum. If you or someone in your family has been seriously injured by the negligence of someone else, call me directly.
262-1911. Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Let me start out by saying 54 days till spring. I hope that helps. Dress in layers today. High temperature only up to about 37, but northwest winds gusting as high as 25 will keep the wind chill factors at ridiculous levels today. Gradual clearing later. Tonight, mostly clear. Overnight low temperature down to about 15, but I've got the wind chill factor down to about 10. Tuesday, even with sunshine. Tomorrow's high up to about 42, maybe not as much wind. Low 20s again on Tuesday night. A cold week ahead with another surge of Arctic air by the end of this week. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank has a long history of stability and a legacy of serving our community's needs for generations since we began in 1906. At CB&S Bank, we're here for you. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Happy Hour will begin in just a moment, folks. But first, we need to do a little bit of a, well, classic here on Happy Hour.
You got a campaign ending in chaos, and you got another campaign that was able to deploy 90,000 volunteers to knock on 3 million doors. Guys, the better campaign is going to win this one.
He's going to lose. It's not even going to be that close, actually. So I know everyone's talking about how close it's going to be, but they're just underrepresenting the women, and they're over-calculating because they've been embarrassed, the pollsters, twice.
What are we going to say to Donald Trump in November?
Bye, bye, bye.
He's never going to be president of the United States. Thank God he's not going to be that.
First of all, I'm not going to worry about it, Phil, because he's not going to win.
And he's asked me, why I was getting the champagne, and I said, because I'm going to be toasting Madam President tonight. And he just looked at me with kind of like a smirk on his face, and I said, she's going to win this, right? And he says, oh, well, it's very, very close. And I said, no, it's not.
The math has shown Donald Trump has no chance of winning in November of 24. He wouldn't even win Georgia.
Even though Donald Trump is going to claim victory, yeah, within a few hours, you're going to find out that's nonsense and that he lost badly.
All right, here it is, everybody. My final map. But I have to say, I'm not shy about putting 349 electoral votes in the lap of Harris. It's going to be a blowout.
Would people, in the light of this and all else that happened after the 2020 election, going to vote for him this time, who didn't the last time? Hard to believe.
We are one day away from this election, and I think a lot of people are going to be upset.
I would say take Harris over 270 electoral votes.
This guy is a loser. He's fat. He's pathetic. He doesn't know where he is. He's confused. He's dazed. And I think people are going to see through that.
And, a lot of these macho, guys, I don't think they think it's macho to attack women, attack Puerto Ricans. I mean, I don't think they're or blacks or anything else.
If you nominate Donald Trump as the Republican nominee, Joe Biden will win and Kamala Harris will become president. That's a fact. If Donald Trump becomes the Republican nominee, we will get a President Kamala Harris. You mark my words. He cannot win a general election. Donald Trump will not win the general election. You can have him win any primary you want. He will not win a general election. We will have a female president of the United States. It will either be me or it will be Kamala Harris.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump. That's not going to happen.
All right, this election alert means we are getting to our first big poll closing. Here are our first projections. There, NBC News projects that Donald Trump has won the presidential election in Kentucky, Indiana. In West Virginia, Donald Trump is the winner. Florida, Tennessee, Missouri, Alabama, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Arkansas, Texas, North Dakota, South Dakota. NBC News also projects a winner in the Wyoming presidential race, Mississippi, Louisiana, Ohio, Kansas, Utah, Montana, Iowa, the state of Nebraska in the presidential contest, Idaho. The first swing state is North Carolina, going to Donald Trump. Donald Trump has prevailed in the presidential race in Georgia. Pennsylvania. NBC now projects he is the winner of Michigan and its 15 electoral votes.
Donald Trump is the winner in Alaska, picking up 3 more electoral votes.
Donald Trump has won the state of Wisconsin. He is the winner of this race and will return to the White House as this country's 47th president.
Hey, look what happened. Is this crazy?
Give my remarks to all of the Trump haters, all of the people that said that my Trump was gonna lose. So I say to you this morning, the day after the election,
Calling all stations. Clear the air lanes. Clear all air lanes for the big broadcast.
It is the big broadcast. Happy Hour. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV. I'm your gracious, occasionally truckling host, Greg Udall. My incredible sidekick and co-host, Pamela Dubuque, is here, and David Blackman's getting ready to join us. And I'm sure he's excited.
And here they are.
I'm feeling better. I'm feeling more confident today. Fake applause. Because I went to AMS Studios on Saturday and had some work done.
Ooh, yes, you did.
And I feel better already. Crazy yesterday with the weather. The house has a little glassed-in, screened-in patio.
Yeah.
That's outside, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only place I'm allowed to smoke. And Rich had sent me this colorful radar image. He says, this is what it'll be like at 11 a.m. So I'm sitting there. I'm literally counting down to 11 o'clock. And all of a sudden, as if somebody was pulling the bellows on an accordion, I heard the wind make a sound. It sounded like a low musical chord that was ramping up, and then boom. Very lucky. 2 blocks to the south, I traveled through Magnolia and up on Cloverdale Road today, and the number of trees that were down was stunning. And y'all heard about Joey's situation. I checked in on him last night. And I speculated this morning with Rich that I think they're probably going to find that we had at least a spin-up or an F0, F1, and it turns out there was an F1 tornado, and we missed it just by a couple of blocks. And the thing with Cloverdale is what makes it beautiful are the trees.
Yeah.
But they can also come down rather quickly in weather like that. So we were very lucky. And then, of course, the power went out almost immediately. And one thing I like about Alabama Power and Light, they will text you Right. We know you don't have power, and our estimated recovery time is 1:30. So not too bad. That's around my nap time. Took a little something to help me sleep, and I figured when I wake up, the power will be back. Instead, I wake up to find out our new estimated time of restoration is 5 a.m. Monday.
Oh, gosh. Luckily, it wasn't that.
No, but here's the thing. It was getting closer and closer and closer.
I know. I was worried about it getting cold.
Yeah, and so we are, it's getting dark. So spoke with a couple of friends, and we had a couple of options to get out and go somewhere, or just go to a hotel.
Yeah.
And so we packed one bag, and as I'm reaching for the front door to go to the car, the power came back on.
Yay.
It was like, this is a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
This is a miracle. The power is restored.
Mark Cumby had damage to his house.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Mark. Bad things happen to good people, you and Joey. I hate to see it. But you know what it does make you realize is how dependent we are. Because no power, no internet, your phone, there's really, what do you do?
I know.
And the weather certainly wasn't conducive to going out for a walk or riding the bike or doing something that might pass the time constructively. And I didn't like that. But fortunately, I don't think anybody was hurt yesterday. That's twice now Joey's had close calls with tornadoes. He was in the place called the Fun Zone. This is back in 2008, I believe. And it got hit directly by an F2, and it was destroyed.
Oh, gosh.
Twisted for kids.
Yeah.
He was there with a couple of staff and, 3 kids, and they all got to shelter, and while the place was destroyed and never rebuilt, nobody was hurt.
Good.
Absolute freaking miracle.
Scary.
Let's hear it for Joey. Oh! He's the guy you want around in a storm. All right, Dave is going to join us here in just a moment. Guys, Montgomery Men's Health is there to help with all types of dysfunction, things that happen, and every guy thinks it's only happening to me. Well, at Montgomery Men's Health, it's not only an approach to solving issues with ED and PE, it's your overall health that matters. Gaining weight, and sometimes you don't feel like you're doing anything extraordinary, but you're not metabolizing as normal. Could be an issue with low testosterone. At Montgomery Men's Health, they've helped men lose weight and regain what seemed to have gone away. If you scan or doom scroll, for a lot of guys, you'll be assaulted by one ad after another over pills and peptides and things that are not scientifically based, that make all kinds of promises that can't be kept. At Montgomery Men's Health, there are pills that can work, and that is the right solution for some. But there are other options out there that are extremely effective that are not widely known, but available there. It's a board-certified urologist-run practice, and they've helped thousands of guys get it back, okay? Not just that, but the energy to get through a day, to get out, be more active, and feel alive again. Because low T can take all of that away. And it's easily fixed, but you need a doctor to do it. Call 334-440-3663, 334-440-3663. Fantastic staff. I can't recommend them highly enough. You can also learn more. Make an appointment at montgomerymenshealth.com. David Blackman next.
We get a lot of questions about what all we handle at Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. I'm Hannah Grantham.
And I'm Eddie Bader, and we will handle all of your real estate needs.
We handle all your buying and selling needs, from your first home, next home, land, investment property, and even commercial properties.
We do it all and have the experience that shows you what makes us different.
So when you think real estate, think Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. Look us up on Facebook or give us a call at 334-368-6358. And let us show you who you have on your sign matters.
Kick off 2026 with a money-saving deal at the River Region's top pizza buffet. Pizza Perfect. In January, get $5 off any large pizza. No matter how many toppings, you'll save $5. Pizza Perfect's buffet includes pizza as well as spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink for only $13. The buffet is available Monday through Saturday for lunch and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. In January, get $5 off any large pizza at Pizza Perfect, Coliseum Boulevard in Eastbrook, available for carryout and delivery.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Please give Donald Jaquan Trump the resources that he needs to deport all the goofy illegals who swam here. And enlighten the Democrats that if they were as excited to shut their legs as they are to shut down the government, then we wouldn't need as many abortions. Father God, heal these sick people from their desire to get in Trump's way as he tries to save our country. And please give aggressive irritable bowel syndrome to everybody in his way. Amen.
As the 21st
Dear Heavenly Father,
century
please give
began,
Donald Jaquan Trump the
natural
resources that he needs.
selection, the process by which the strongest, the smartest, the fastest reproduced in greater numbers than the rest. A process which had once favored the noblest traits of man now began to favor different traits. A dumbing down. How did this happen? Evolution does not necessarily reward intelligence. With no natural predators to thin the herd, it began to simply reward those who reproduced the most and left the intelligent to become an endangered species.
David Blackman and Greg Budell present Tales of the Idiocracy.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Did a lot of reading over the weekend, and I read something that I thought was one of the most brilliant pieces of prose. Brilliant. You know, whenever I try to sound more awake and alert than I am, I always make mistakes like that. It was written by this man, the one, the only David Blackman, the Confederate state of Minnesota. That stuck with me. I thought that was a masterpiece of descriptive prose. And now, somewhere in Texas, Dallas and vicinity, the man with a 10-gallon brain, blogger extraordinaire, political analyst, oil and gas industry expert, and Dodger fan, David Blackman. Welcome to the show, sir. It's so good to have you back. We missed you on Thursday.
Howdy. Hello from Texas, the great white north here.
You have snow in Dallas?
Snowy Texas.
That's the shot out my window of my office right there. Yes.
Wow. Holy cow.
Around my whole yard, my whole neighborhood is just iced in, man. Nowhere to go.
Well, you could say we were lucky because all the snow missed us, and most of the roads, we had a lot of rain, most of the roads dried out before they had a chance to ice over.
What's that?
What's wrong?
I don't know. Let's see if that fixed it. We good?
Yeah.
We have some noise going on?
Yeah. Well, you know, you missed all the excitement last week. The master brain of this whole 7-station operation went haywire last week. We were literally at the mercy of this thing. It took Jay Scott, Emma Harbin, and others days to literally rebuild everything.
Yeah, like 4 or 5 days.
Oh, that's Thursday. Is like, hey, at least we could talk to David today, right? Oh no, he's not. I hope you're feeling better, brother.
I'm still having a hard time talking.
Oh gosh.
Excuse me.
So everything was literally technologically paralyzed. For example, we run top of the hour news. Well, when this bug infected our system, our last newscast was from Salem. It was Rich Tomlinson. All eyes are on Davos, and it ran for 3 days before they were able to figure that problem out. So it was crazy. You know, technology is great. I love the way it can set me up here in the studio, but on the other hand, when it goes bad, it's awful.
And the problem is we become so dependent on it. When it's gone, it's hard to remember how to function without it, right?
Yep.
So it's a real mixed bag.
I gotta tell you.
Yeah. So one stupid story, but this is like 25 years ago. maybe even longer ago than that, when they were coming out with the computerized cash registers, checkouts, with the scanning in the grocery
Right.
store,
Mm-hmm.
which I guess was the late 90s. I was in the local Kroger store, had a cart full of groceries, probably $150 worth of groceries in the cart back when, that was real money. And, and the computers went down. And this place was packed. It was like 2 days before Christmas.
Oh.
So there were hundreds of people in the store. And get up to the register area, and they're telling people, well, we don't have any way to take your money, so just leave your cards there, and we'll just have to wait until we get the computers up before we can serve customers again. And literally, I mean, it must have cost that grocery store 10 grand.
Wow.
Because the computer went down. Anyway, it was a shocker to my system at that time.
Yeah, well, these things, they generally make our life very easy. We take it for granted that they're always going to be working. And it's like, I've been through power outages before. But each time one of these things happens, and it's more than, 20 or 30 minutes, what do I do? With this?
I know. We don't have magazines anymore. We don't have newspapers to read anymore. What do we do?
Young lady, we have Boom Magazine, and over the weekend I wrote a piece called That Girl, A Story of First Love.
Mm-hmm.
It stars Anna Marie, who was my first love. It also features Tom, who I think Tom has been in the studio when David's on. He is he flew F-15s for the Air Force. Retired and opened up a business here called Trademark Coins and Currency, which is most excellent. It features him because now he's a coin expert. And the long and the short of this lame-ass story, David, is that when I was in love with Pamela before I had old enough to have a job. And all I had was my precious coin collection. All those blue books filled with quarters and nickels and dimes. So when I had to send her something for Valentine's Day, it came out of the quarters.
That's crazy.
And I eventually emptied all my books for this woman, and then only to find out from Tom all these years later that those flowers and candies cost me about $12,000. And I think I may have gotten a kiss or two through. But it's and then Marlo Thomas is in it because she was that girl. And I made Marlo Thomas sit through the same lame-ass story you just did because there's this girl named Anna Marie, and you were dead ringer for doppelganger for her. And when she wouldn't talk to me, I had you on TV on Thursday nights, ABC. It was... Only I would tie up a superstar like Marlo Thomas. You got to hear the story. It's really that important. So she made it in. But it's cute. It's cute. Now I'm hearing that weird noise again.
What is that?
It's not me. It's nothing at my end.
It's definitely coming off our feed from David.
Oh, no. Maybe I should log out and log back in. See if that helps.
Yeah, you can.
It won't take but a minute.
Okay.
Give me a couple of minutes.
Okay.
All right, while David is working on that, let's remind everybody at 324, folks, glad last night, today, and actually through the rest of this week, it's going to be mighty cold. Clark's Club members worry less, A, because they've already had their systems tuned. That charge of $180 covers 2 annual tune-ups. So the one they do before the cold weather checks to make sure you're good to go. Then they come back probably in about a month, maybe the first week of March, to make sure you're ready for the warm weather season. Proper coolant, all the major components look good, and that it's wasting no energy in its operation. All of that for $180, plus the very important guarantee that if any heating, AC, or plumbing issue, their plumbers are amazing. I've actually used them more than the HVAC techs. Will be on call 24/7, 365 to take care of the problem, whatever it happens to be. On top of that, if you are interested in a new unit for your home, let me recommend you speak to Clark's at 277-2125. 0% financing on some of the best units in the business. You can visit clarkcomfort.com or again call 277-2125. Their Alabama electronic security board permit number is 276, or whatever that number is No, that's 09098. Their certification number. 276 belongs to Applied Security. I just try to keep it legal here. Ooh, great. I feel so good. I wish I was more competent at the moment. All right, back with David. I want to go back to the thing I opened with about the Confederate state of Minnesota. David, I'm not understanding.
Uh-oh. What is that?
Boy,
Making the noise again?
It's worse than ever.
Yeah, I can't even.
It comes and goes.
Well, all across the river region, people in their cars, sitting on their toilets, or just listening, lounging around in bed with their day off, are saying just one thing.
That is great radio.
The Confederate state of Minnesota. Thought that was brilliant. I saw a poll today. Older generations are just not getting this whole anti-ICE thing. These, especially since we know that the great Obama awarded Tom Homan, our current ICE director, for doing an outstanding job helping him deport 3 million people. Now all of a sudden ICE is the Gestapo and the SS and everything else. Why is it so hard for people? Why do people of Minnesota, Minneapolis in particular, want murderers, rapists, serious thugs to be able to skate free from authority? That's all they're trying to do, right? They're not trying to.
Well, so we should be clear, I guess, to be fair to people in Minneapolis. This is a maybe 1,500, 2,000 people, most of whom aren't even from Minnesota. They've been bussed in from other states to cause trouble. A big portion of whom are part of the local communist teachers union there in Minnesota. And there are very few actual Minnesota people, ordinary Minnesota citizens in these mobs. It's agitators, it's communist activists from the teachers union, and it's just a smattering of other individuals from the community. And it's not an organic thing. It's completely grass tops, astroturf kind of thing that's been organized by, again, a bunch of NGOs who probably get some of their funding from the federal government, or at least did before Trump and Doge came in and ended that nonsense. And it looks like now, it appears that members of the Waltz administration have also been intimately involved in the planning, organizing, and conduct of these riots.
That's in reference to the Signal Chat blog you put out earlier, right? Okay.
Yeah. And there's more information out on that. I'm kind of comfortable talking about it now. It does appear that some of the, I probably still shouldn't name any names just in case, but I suspect by tomorrow we'll know for sure. But appears one of the very top officials in the Waltz administration was one of the organizers, one of the persons on the Signal Chat telling people where to go and what time to be there and who to attack and on and on and on. And so this is a highly coordinated, planned command and control operation that's very typical of color revolutions that happened in the Middle East during the Obama administration, that were incited by the CIA, organized by the CIA. I mean, it looks like a pretty classic intelligence operation designed to take down a foreign government, except that it's happening here in the United States.
So
and it's all Democrats. There's not a Republican fingerprint on any of it.
My problem, though, is we had CBS Network on this morning. The way they language things, it is just absolutely a nonstop assault on law enforcement doing its job.
Yeah.
And making them look as bad as possible. What about this? In fact, I don't know if you saw the meme. This pretty guy that got shot by the Border Patrol?
The nurse, yeah.
There's a meme going around with his picture and Renee Good saying, pretty good.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, let's make fun of the dead people.
It's not that. It's what was this guy do? Didn't he have a gun? Why is he at an event like this with a gun?
Well, he shouldn't be. I mean, obviously, he's an idiot, or was an idiot. He's a dead idiot. Who was radicalized by the governor and mayor there in Minnesota, Minneapolis, by the language they used, encouraging them to go out and do the things he was doing, follow ICE around, take pictures of them, film them, and try to interfere with their operations. Well, if the problem with that is ICE is a law enforcement organization, and if you're stupid enough to try to interfere with any law enforcement group trying to do their jobs, their legal duties under the law, that's one thing. But if you do it while you're carrying a gun, that's another thing entirely. In the first instance, you're probably going to get arrested and taken down and booked until some left-wing judge lets you out with no bail. In the latter instance, when you're carrying a gun, you're liable to get killed. And, it wasn't a righteous shoot, I don't think. The guy didn't pull his gun. It doesn't look like he had a gun, but it looked like they mistook his phone for a gun and shot him. So it's probably not a righteous shoot like the shooting of Ms. Good was. And the people are going to pay a price for that, the officers. But on the other hand, it's hard to have a lot of sympathy for this guy who behaved so recklessly. It was hard to have any sympathy for Ms. Good, mother of 3 children, who's out there risking her life in that way, despite the fact that she had 3 children. It's just inexcusable. It's beyond stupid. It's just completely irresponsible. And sad they're both been killed, but you got to say they're responsible for what happened to themselves.
That's the thing.
It's very simple. If you obey the orders of law enforcement, you're probably not going to get killed.
And that includes everything from being pulled over for a traffic violation to anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're peacefully protesting, there's no need to even interact with law enforcement.
Yeah, you're not even
so far. They're so far off their rockers at this point. They have no sense, and they're incredibly self-centered. Especially Miss Good. I forget her first name.
Renee.
But, yeah, that's just selfish and just crazy to do that kind of thing.
It really is.
But it's at the point where I don't even want to look at this situation because we know what it is. 95% of it is orchestrated. And what have we not heard about in the last week with the 3 incidents? We haven't heard anything about the missing Somalia money.
No.
Right, and that's the whole point of all of them.
Yeah. Now
to try to distract.
Well, there's a whole lot of things that we stopped hearing about. We still haven't got unredacted Epstein files.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all gone by the wayside. The Somali stuff. You still see things about the Somali stuff, but it's off the front page. And now we're going to go into a government shutdown and, a lot of other things that we've been hearing about are going to get shoved to the background. And that's all part of the Democrat plan, too.
To do absolutely nothing for the American people except wreak havoc, cause trouble, no alternate plan. Supposedly, Homan is supposed to be going to Minneapolis, and according to LibertyDaily.com, a fairly reliable website, Trump says that Waltz called him ahead of Homan's visit, claims they seem to be on a similar wavelength.
Mm-hmm. He posted that today.
Is that true?
No, I don't think it's true at all. I think the letters that or the posts that Trump made last night the two long messages directed at Waltz and Fry, were setting the predicate for invoking the Insurrection Act. I think he wanted to set a written record publicly about what he was demanding they do to avoid federal forces coming in there and declaring essentially martial law to restore order in that city, which is what the Insurrection Act is for. And it's been used about 30 times by 20-odd presidents in the past when there have been major riots. I think the most recent time was the LA riots in 92.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which it was perfectly valid to use it then. It would be perfectly valid to use it today. He should have done it 2 weeks ago, really, in my view. But he just wanted to set that predicate because I think if he has to go in there, he's really going to clean the place out. And that means a lot of people going to jail. And, you know, I listened to the FBI director, Kash Patel, this morning on a podcast on Benny Johnson's podcast. And he said they've now identified the funders of all of this.
Oh.
And are getting prepared to make arrests in those cases as well. So I think Waltz read those messages that were posted last night, realized what the president was doing, saw that the signal chat operation had been exposed really simultaneously. It was amazing the timing of all of it. I was online when all of it happened. Within minutes of each other, that signal chat operation was exposed on X, and the president's messages went up on Truth Social. And then this morning at 8:15 Eastern time, apparently the president gets a call from Tim Waltz ready to cooperate, supposedly.
Oh.
So I think it's all related, and he's trying to forestall. You know, when you use the Insurrection Act, you can bring in not just National Guard, but active U.S. military into the problem area to restore order. And, you know, I think Walt realizes if that happens, then his career's over. I mean, he's got no way to distract attention from his involvement in all the fraud operations. And so he's just trying to forestall that if he can. You know, I guess he can for a few days or maybe a couple of weeks. But
are we hearing anybody that isn't a leftard, Democrat, crackpot, crazy person? Where are the people of Minnesota who are at least rational and sane and asking, why is this going on? Why are people putting themselves in harm's way, or at least helping to create circumstances where they can be in harm's way? Are there any normal people left in Minnesota? Because I don't hear anything.
No.
Nobody seems to.
I don't know the answer to that, quite honestly. I mean, we got to remember Minnesota's the only state that didn't vote for Ronald Reagan or Richard Nixon. You know?
Right.
So it's
this is not a new thing.
A crazy state for a long time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Walter Mondale. I mean, the man.
Yeah.
I guess they just didn't want to embarrass themselves with that one.
Yeah.
So
you can understand Mondale with McGovern. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I want to take. We got to take a break here, but can we come back to this?
Sure.
Because there are many more questions.
I've got it all day.
And I hate to bring her name into this, but Pam Bondi. Yeah. All right,
okay,
David, please give your
before we go there.
Please give your blog location so people can find you and subscribe to your incredible work.
It's davidblackman.substack.com. For politics, I write about politics there, and I write about energy at blackman.substack.com.
All right, we'll rejoin David in our Monday tour of the ever-growing American Idiocracy in a moment right now at 3:40.
Traffic is brought to you by Baumhauer's. Start 2025 off with legendary buffalo wings from Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Baumhauer's has great food, service, and fun. See you at Baumhauer's Victory Grill.
Rich's latest forecast just a couple of minutes away.
Well, we're already seeing some afternoon traffic all over Montgomery. Interstates, boulevards are beginning to build a bit. Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka, looking good. No issues there. Not hearing of any problems anywhere. Just very cold out there. Try to buckle up and stay warm. We will keep you updated. Are you tired of a dead-end job? You can write your own future and financial success at Trentham State Community College. Go to trenthamstate.edu and change your life. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
News is brought to you by Budget Floors and More, your new best friend.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. The Internal Revenue Service filing season for 2025 tax returns opens today. Several new tax provisions of the One Big Beautiful Bill become effective, which could impact federal taxes, credits, and deductions. The IRS expects to receive about 164 million individual income tax returns this year. In response to expected freezing temperatures, the Montgomery Warming Center will be open through Thursday, January 29th. The Warming Center is located at the Crump Senior Center on Congressman Dickinson Drive. The center will open at 7 p.m. each night through 7 a.m. All residents in need of shelter are welcome. Montgomery police are continuing to search for an armed robbery suspect. The robbery took place Saturday, January 17th at the Circle K gas station on Atlanta Highway. The suspect threatened the clerk with deadly force, then fired a shot at the employee and fled. Crime Stoppers is offering a cash reward for information that leads to an arrest. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray Publix.
Call Dad. No, Ella, call Chad.
Since 1993, Chad has been showing up, ready to help with whatever your home AC needs. His mission? To serve first. Chad takes the time to understand exactly what you're looking for, and if he can help, he'll walk you through the best options, sometimes even with 0% or low payment financing to make things easier. No more sweating over hot and cold spots, surprise $700 energy bills, or wondering if your unit will make it through another season. Call Chad today at 784-9144. That's 784-9144.
Call Dad. No, Ella, call Chad.
The employees of Adams Drugs would like to thank you for trusting us with your health care in 2025. We look forward to serving you and your family in 2026. You will continue to enjoy the same services such as immunizations, compounding, medication therapy management, delivery service, and wellness clinics, to name a few. Looking for that perfect gift for a loved one? Visit our Emily B. gift shop and find everything from Tyler candles to scout bags. Gift wrapping is available. If you have not visited Adams Drugs and experienced the award-winning customer service, we ask you to consider us for your prescription care in 2026. We have 12 convenient locations to serve you in the River Region. 8 in Montgomery, 1 in Wetumpka, Prattville, Millbrook, and Pine Level, Marbury. Please find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
This holiday, make your home feel merry, bright, and beautifully furnished. Royal Furniture is celebrating the season with royal savings on living rooms, bedrooms, dining sets, and more. Right now, unwrap doorbuster deals and fast delivery. Need credit? Get the Royal Credit for any credit situation. Whether you're hosting the whole family or gifting comfort to yourself, it's the Royal Furniture Holiday Savings Event going on now. Royal Furniture in Auburn, Prattville, and Eastern Boulevard in Montgomery.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Ernest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Ernest, 334-279-7431. Ernest Financial, LLC.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Throw an extra log on the fire tonight. It's going to be a very cold night after this incredibly cold Monday. Tonight, mostly clear skies. Overnight low temperature down to about 15, but the wind chill factor close to 10, I think. Tomorrow, Tuesday, sunshine, but a high temperature only up to about 42. Not quite as much wind tomorrow. Down to the low 20s on Tuesday night. You know, as we ease towards Friday night into early Saturday, there will be yet another surge of Arctic air. Stay warm from the Blue Water Weather Center. This is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray Publix.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Hi, I'm Jeff Bezos. I'm here to quell fears about Amazon sharing footage from your Ring doorbell cameras with, ICE. So there's no need to worry. I haven't surreptitiously made you part of a surveillance state. No. I've got your back. I'm like your big brother. Yeah, that's it. I'm Big Brother Jeff. We go back a long way, like all the way to, 1984. So what's the big deal if I share your Ring footage with the Thought Police? Border Patrol. Do your big brother a favor and just reject the evidence of your eyes and ears, okay? And no, that's not my final command. It's more like a suggestion. Oh well.
And welcome back on our Monday tour of the Great American Idiocracy with our friend David Blackman, who has experienced quite a bit of winter weather there in Texas. How many inches fell in your neck of the woods?
2 or 3. It's not a lot of snow. We had a lot of ice, sleet, and freezing rain. But fortunately, the power grid held up and doesn't appear any of the power lines, at least in our neck of the woods, went down because the ice was hanging all over them. So we got lucky, at least at my house.
That was about 5 years ago that the big Texas power grid calamity occurred, right?
Valentine's Day of 2021.
Have they done anything to fortify that system in case
another? Yes. Oh, yes, a lot of work.
See, in Texas, they do that.
Yeah.
Hey, we need. What a unique concept. There's so many places that make these big plans. Like, let's build a high-speed rail in California. We need it from Sacramento to L.A. How's that going?
They're still jacking around with that thing and still dedicating money to it. And still electing the same idiots are going to keep doing it to them. It's incredible.
I don't even know what to say about Gavin Newsom anymore. So let's make a list of all the possibilities here with Minnesota Stan, or as you brilliantly called it today, the Confederate state of Minnesota.
Yeah, I think that's a fitting description.
It is.
Right in line with reality.
I don't want to believe that the greater majority of the people in that state are down with this behavior, this constant, in your face. They know they're out there to provoke trouble, yet they're getting no publicity. The media, the legacy media, worthless, is totally. But here's the thing: in polling I've seen, and please correct me if you've seen better numbers, they're succeeding in demonizing ICE. Somewhere there's a clip of Obama praising Tom Homan and praising ICE for the courageous they were. A man who deported 3 million people, right?
Right.
Why was it okay if he did it, but not Donald Trump? Is there a rational explanation for that?
No, never.
No.
Well, no. And of course, that's a big difference. Well, you pointed out 2 big differences between now and 1861. In 1861, the majority of people in the Confederate States were in favor of secession and what their governments were doing there. Mm-hmm. I don't believe that's the case in Minnesota like you. I think it's a tiny minority, but unfortunately, the tiny minority are the people that are in charge of the government and their key supporters and funders. And then you have this news media complex today that, of course, didn't exist then. I mean, when you look back at 1861, the newspapers were the main source of news for everyone. And literally, most of the newspapers in America were owned by one political party or the other. Right. I mean, literally, the newspapers were owned by the political parties. And so, if you were in Mississippi or Alabama, all your newspapers were owned by the Democratic Party because they were the party in charge of the government. I mean, there were probably a few in the South owned by Republicans, but they were a tiny minority. And the same thing in the North. They were all owned by Democrats and Democratic Party. And of course, today, virtually all of the media operations, the major ones in America, are basically owned by the Democratic Party. I mean, they pretend to be privately owned, but they're there to just parrot the messages of the Democratic Party. That's why they exist. The Washington Post, New York Times, ABC, CBS, NBC, etc. And so that is a huge difference now. You have this propaganda complex that denies people the ability to know what's happening around them. I mean, literally. Most people, I would guarantee you, if you went out and walked down the street of Montgomery today and just randomly asked 25 people what they think about Tim Walz in Minnesota, I'd bet 15 to 20 of them wouldn't even know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have heard about any of this.
Probably.
Because that's how propagandized and brainwashed our population in America is now, thanks to this media complex and to the education system, which, quit teaching people how to think about 50 years ago and started teaching them what to think.
Yeah.
And so most Americans don't know how to think anymore for themselves. And they just, hear whatever the anchorman on their favorite TV station says, and they go around and parrot that. So it's really a sad, terrible situation for the country. And it means we as a country are a lot more vulnerable to a handful of really dedicated activist people like we see operating Minnesota's government, and the insurrection that's happening there can have a major outsized influence over what happens in this country. And so we're a lot more vulnerable to this kind of thing than we were 164 years ago.
Let's talk about the very powerful letter sent to Tim Walz by Pam Bondi.
Oh my God.
And as serious as this is, David, once again, I had to laugh at the brilliance. May I quote here? I have to.
Sure.
Honestly, Bondi sounds like some 16-year-old high school junior class vice president in a clip, just shocking and depressing to watch, knowing that this is the person Donald Trump chose to nominate for this absolutely crucial job. This very strong letter. I mean, and this, at least in the letter, this is what I'm wondering too about the frickin' idiots in Minnesota, why they're putting up with this. They should take to the streets and push them back. Homicide, rape, homicide, manslaughter, that's who they're trying to protect, and that is the truth.
That is the truth, yes. I mean, that part that she talked about there was absolutely right. That is who they're trying to protect. But then in her next breath, the reporter asks her, well, what are you doing to combat this? And she says, and I swear to God, it's what she said. Well, I've been working on a very strongly worded letter to Tim Walz. That's what we've all been working on today. And I'm like, what? You spent your day working on a strongly worded letter? That sounds like something a congressional committee would do, right? This is supposed to be the law enforcement agency. It's the Congress that sends the strongly worded letters and the criminal referrals to DOJ. And it's DOJ that's supposed to actually do stuff.
Yeah.
In terms of enforcing the law.
It's all become a giant smokescreen for the really, really big issue, which is the theft of everyone from sea to signing sheet in America, the theft of tax dollars by billions and billions of dollars that are going, a lot of it going back to Somalia. And here's another one, Ilhan Omar, who has suddenly got $25-30 million in the bank. What are they going to do something about her? Trump's openly said she married her brother to get into the country. She should have been deported. Let them have a riot over that. Let them wet their pants and freeze. I don't care. She's got to go. She's the most despicable human being in this country right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would
She's
love
up
to see
there.
it, but Bondi's apparently got to write a letter first, so she
You
hasn't
think-
gotten around to it yet.
Do you think a strongly worded letter will get to Ilhan Omar? Do you think that'll be the?
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to think this out of my head. Tom Homan headed to Minnesota. He's one of the. I mean, you look at the people that are the stars in Donald Trump's second administration. He's one because he is unfazed by the gamesters, the game players. You know, tells it like it is. And Scott Besson, I have a clip from him to play a little bit later. Rubio and others. But is sending him to Minneapolis, is that a productive step, or is he going to go in there and tell it like it is and let Waltz know, hey, pal, your time is coming. You know, you're being investigated. You're likely be indicted. You're going to jail. So cut the crap. But on the other hand, just his appearance there could give George Soros and all his little wildcat troublemakers another reason to riot.
Yeah, well, I think that probably will be the reaction. Although I don't know. I mean, it's hard to know after what the communication between Waltz and Trump today. I'm not sure what's going to happen at this point from here going forward, but I don't think Homan is being sent out there, you know, for his social graces. I think he's being sent out there to
Small talk, just for some small talk with Timmy.
Right. Yeah.
Tim
No,
and
I
Tim.
think he's being sent out there to do exactly what you said, to get in Waltz's face and tell him, look, you're either going to do the X, and Y, or you're going to go to jail. I mean, and that's just the way it's going to be, and you need to get started today. And I'm going to be here every day. I want you to have a status report for me every day to tell me what all you did. And the first day you tell me you didn't do anything is going to be the last day. And that's when this is all going to stop. And so I think I don't know why else you would send Tom Homan there.
Well, I really think in delivering a direct, point-blank message, he's the guy to do it. Because they're just, it's like, you know, the only consequence Waltz has paid is that he's not going to run for governor for a third term. Like, that's just what Minnesota needs. 4 more years of him. Elmer Fudd. But nobody in leadership, from him to Omar, nobody, the police aren't even on the streets of Minneapolis. Their own police are not anywhere to be found when all this stuff is going on, from what I understand, too.
Right, because Fry has told them to stand down. The chief police reports to the mayor in that city. That's how the city government works. And he's been told to stand down. And the state police have been told by Governor Waltz to stand down and don't assist ICE. And so, you know, and that's the nub of all of it, is the federal government's not supposed to be the enforcer of the law in any city other than the District of Columbia. And even there, you know, it really wasn't supposed to be. The state and local government have always been in charge of law enforcement in our cities and towns across America. And what's happened in Minnesota is a refusal by the mayor and the governor to allow state and local police to enforce the law. I have no doubt that the police chief and the head of the state police would be more than happy to go in there and enforce the law if they were allowed to do so. But you have these politicians who, it's strictly to cover up their own complicity in the Somali fraud operation, ordering them to stand down so that they can distract everybody's attention with these riots and this insurrection. And they've gotten 2 people killed so far. They're happy to do that. It fits right in with their strategy to keep ramping up the heat. And, you know, I mean, I think Trump's been way too patient with them already. And he's let this fester way too long. And I realize he was distracted with a lot of other things. But, you know, the time has come to deal with this one.
Could be that Tom Homan in this confrontation with Waltz is going to lay out the ground rules of invoking the Insurrection Act.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be a big part of what he tells him. I think Waltz already understands that. I mean, when you really read between the lines of those posts that were made last night, that was very, I mean, it was, if you read the history of the lead up to the Civil War, you had all these communications going back and forth from Lincoln to Fort Sumter, the general in charge there, to the governors of these states. And
David,
it very reminiscent of all that.
David, I actually paraphrased from that on the morning show today, urging people to go to the blog because they need to understand that Lincoln was despised just like Donald Trump by a huge number of people. Not everybody saw him as the emancipator and the man who would bring the Union back together. There are many components. In fact, I don't mean there's so many sides to this story. We have to cover one more, but we got to take a break here. It's 4:01. It's time. And by the way, I believe our phone works. So if you have a call, you'd like to get an opinion in on this, 334-440-3663. That will put you in touch with Montgomery Men's Health. If you want to talk to us, call 334-272-9228. I think Pamela just died of embarrassment here on the show. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's just funny.
I'm just overwhelmed.
It's Monday.
You know, I had PTSD from the storm yesterday. But I do recommend a call to that first number if you're having any issues. Seriously. David, your blog address, please.
It's davidblackman.substack.com.
All right. We're going to give David a break from me. And we'll be back with him in just a moment. When you need help with a life issue, Delkin Tomlinson, attorneys at law, family law matters. And let me tell you something. When you're going through a situation, and I've seen and experienced attorneys who can be vicious and ruthless. Facing them alone is not the way to go. Being intimidated or menaced, somebody coming back from the past trying to change an existing agreement. These are things that can turn you and your life inside out if you let them. You take the power back by making a call to 334-819-4810. That is definitely the number to Delkin Tomlinson. And getting a consultation going so you can allow them to do what they do best, which is protect their clients, to look out for their best interest, to carry the fight on your behalf. Because that's what you need. That's what you need. There's nothing wrong in the book of life that says you have no right to protect yourself or get help when help is required. So why would you wait? And this is the biggest month for that type of activity. If you know somebody who's going through this and is at their wit's end, my goodness, give them the number, 334-819-4810, or refer them to the website. They also handle adoptions, blended families, wills, any matter of family law. Look them up at thealabamafamilylawyers.com for Delkin Tomlinson, attorneys at law.
The representation is made that the quality of legal services performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Well, we're going to do a little shift here, programming-wise, because we have a special guest. I just had to move a couple of things around here very quickly and bring on this man.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
And once again, there you are. Yep, just missed it myself, too. I heard it. Never heard a sound like that before in the sky.
On the stream, there's no audio from the phone call.
I'm sorry, say again?
Is there now?
One of the people on the stream said there was no audio from the phone call. Hopefully it's good now.
Okay.
Go ahead, Rich.
Yes?
Yeah.
All right, testing 1, 2, 3. Hey, so they determined that the damage, part of it was an EF1 tornado that came out of Lowndes County, eastern Lowndes County near Pentlala, 11:16 a.m., a 4-mile long tornado, EF1, which means winds up to 90 miles per hour, that came out of eastern Lowndes County, then went into western Montgomery County, east to I-65. So the maximum winds were 90 miles per hour. Most of the path, and it was a very short path, was EF0 damage, but through County Downs, which is one of the neighborhoods, it was an EF1 with 90-mile-an-hour winds and did a lot of damage. You probably have seen the pictures, some of the pictures I posted, some of the pictures that other people posted, some of the pictures that Joey posted about a tree that fell on his house there. So that was the EF1 tornado. So we got it to I-65. What happened then? So then it becomes straight line winds for the rest of Montgomery, including places like Cloverdale was highly affected. Many other neighborhoods. There were extensive power outages yesterday, some lasting all day, well into the evening hours. Hundreds of trees went down. You know, I saw one estimate, not from the National Weather Service, but just one number of over 500 trees. I believe that. I mean, from what I've seen, and some of these trees, like you were indicating on the morning show this morning, have been around for 100 years or more. Big deal trees. So hey,
I went through Cloverdale, Rich. It was bad.
Mm-hmm.
It was bad. Hardly a front yard along Magnolia, and some of the surrounding streets did not have a huge down tree in front. It was bad.
It's one of the big tree down events in a lot of years. God, I hate to compare weather situations, but it goes back quite a while that we've seen that here in Montgomery. So did we expect this? Yes. As a matter of fact, the tornado watch was in effect.
Yes.
A severe thunderstorm watch was also in effect. Didn't last long, and it caused a lot of rainfall and it caused a lot of drama in the 11 o'clock hour yesterday morning. So again, just to review for those of you who just tuned into your radio, and by the way, I have an extensive summary from the meteorologist that did this on my Facebook weather page, Rich Thomas Weather, and also on if you're on something that used to be called Twitter, I'm there as well, and showing the map of where the tornado was, but and then the rest of it was straight line winds. But of course, if a tree fell on your house, it doesn't matter if it was a tornado or straight line winds. Right. It doesn't matter.
What
a tree that fell on your house.
Can we expect moving forward now? You're looking at teen wind chills tonight?
Yeah, so it's been a really cold day today, and we are. I'm at 37 here in East Montgomery right now. Which is probably one of the warmest parts of our day. We're headed for the teens tonight. I expect a low temperature. I've got us around 15. Some of the other models are a couple of degrees warmer than me, but I've got us at 15 tomorrow. And not as much wind, but enough wind to take the wind chill down to about 10 in the morning, around dawn. And another cold day with a high temperature up to about 42. So extreme below normal temperatures will continue right on through the week with cold days and bitterly cold nights. Even the following night will be in the lower 20s and low to mid 20s each night, right on through later in the week. Then there's believe it or not, a shot of new Arctic air as we get into late Friday into Saturday. And that's going to set the stage for a eastern U.S. nor'easter. Now, no precipitation in our forecast, no craziness as far as that thing that I will not say. But so that's not going to happen here, but it will happen for parts of the eastern U.S. And the cold air that's coming in will fuel that forecast as well.
Okay.
So, again, repeat, there was a tornado yesterday. From Lowndes County all the way over to I-65. And the rest of the damage, 60 to 70 mile an hour winds plus, that brought down hundreds of trees, was straight line wind damage in the 11 o'clock hour yesterday morning.
All right, Rich, we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning around 6:05, live on 3 Men and a
Can I
Dog.
please have tomorrow off? No, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry, you can't.
I'll come in. I'll see you.
Maybe I'll bring some bacon. Oh, and by the way,
Have a happy new year with Rich Thomas Weather.
At CB&S Bank, we've been meeting the needs of our customers since 1906. Need help setting up new business goals? Our line of commercial loans can help you achieve them. Go to cbsbank.com to find a location near you. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
411.
Well, we've heard of a couple of minor accidents, nothing really affecting traffic flow. And right now, we have light to moderate traffic everywhere. We're a bit busy on East and East-South Boulevard, Taylor Road, Vaughn Road, Fairview Avenue, Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka reporting light to mostly moderate traffic. Everything looking pretty good, though, all over the area, considering it's cold out there. Keep it here. We'll keep you updated. Invisible Fence has both indoor and outdoor systems to keep your pets safe and in designated areas. Call Vicki at Invisible Fence, 265-2585 for all the information and details. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
Want that ride that is fun, affordable, and street legal? Check out ETG Outdoors in Montgomery. They have huge discounts on electric golf carts with many brand new units under 10 grand. New and used inventory, financing available, and they service what they sell. ETG Outdoors even provides lithium battery conversions and free delivery with purchase. Whether it's for the neighborhood, the farm, or just fun. ETG Outdoors, 7006 Vaughn Road, or online at etgoutdoors.com. Cruise smarter, drive electric. ETG Outdoors, your ride to freedom starts here.
Clogged drain? Overflowing septic? Don't panic. Call the experts who've been solving plumbing problems in the river region for more than 50 years. The Tierce family's local Roto-Rooter team specializes in fast drain cleaning, septic repair, and installation. One call and your troubles are on their way down the drain. That's 272-7130 or visit rotorooteralabama.com. Roto-Rooter, always here when you need us.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. A powerful winter storm wrapping up in the Northeast brought hazardous snow, ice, and frigid air across the eastern part of the country and in the South over the weekend, tragically leading to at least 18 deaths and widespread travel problems. Heavy ice earlier down trees and power lines in parts of the South. Antarctic air sent some New York locations into record sub-zero temperatures. The U.S. is taking a minority stake in USA Rare Earth to reduce reliance on China for rare earth minerals. The Commerce Department is committing $1.6 billion for materials used in smartphones, robotics, and EVs. China processes more than 90% of global supply of rare earth-based products at this point. At the closing bell on Wall Street, a positive session came to a close with the Dow up 313 points, the Nasdaq up 100. This is SRN News.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Benjamin Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G service. What's up with that? Ben Franklin wasn't even a president. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be in business with an American wireless company that supports our vets in a big way and keeps all their customer service in this country. That's important. And you'll be on the same towers the big carriers use, so you'll get the same 5G service without the inflated price. So hang on to your Benjamins and switch to Pure Talk for a Jackson and a Lincoln. No contract, no hidden fees. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll get 50% off your first month when you switch. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, for an American wireless company that is truly unprecedented.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
Let's celebrate the big things today. Like this.
Bubble wrap. This is the bubble wrap. I can't keep the bubbles from popping, no matter how fast I'm talking. But I got to tell you what happened and why I'm bubble wrapping. I saw the boys stomping on my package when I was walking home to get some bubble wrap to protect my possessions from the movers that must be suffering from depression. Like they got to teach me a lesson for trusting them to follow directions. So I'm bubble wrapping, cause anything can happen when you're shipping and the carrier's tripping. But once I got popping, now there's no stopping. Now I literally bubble wrap it. Bubble wrap.
It is National Bubble Wrap today, and only the Idiocracy would celebrate such a ridiculous holiday.
What is that? It sounds like an airplane. Apparently it's just us, though, because they can't hear it on the stream.
They can't hear it.
Or over the app.
We're just hearing it in here.
We're hearing it in here.
You know, one of these days I'm going to do my imitation of The Who. We're going to get to the end of a show, and I'm going to break every piece of equipment in this studio and walk out the door into my glory.
Just drive a car through.
David, first of all, I'm sorry about the unscheduled weather hit, but we did get the report from the survey about the damage here yesterday.
Yeah.
And because it was, after the morning show, I drove back through Cloverdale, and I was stunned at the number of homes and front lawns that were covered in giant tree trunks. So we did have some serious damage, and for people who were wondering, yes, there was an EF1. Wasn't long lasting, thank God for that, but also blew high tension wires loose that landed on Interstate 85, so they had to close that off at Eastern Boulevard yesterday. So we had a fair share of mischief.
Oh, now they can hear it. Spam said it, background noise sounds like a construction site. It is on the stream now. So
now it seems quiet.
Yeah, it comes and goes.
This needs to go well, or David will say, I can't.
I'm just worried I'm causing it.
He's going to go network.
I don't know what to do about it.
We spent the better part of the hour discussing what David Blackman brilliantly describes as the Confederate state of Minnesota. Yes, I stole that from him this morning, shamelessly too, I might add. And
I don't have a copyright on it.
All the chaos, but there's another leg to this mess that really infuriates me. Now the Democrats want another shutdown. They don't want to fund DHS, which would include all of our federal law enforcement. Is that correct?
That is correct. That is correct.
And somehow, you know, they know their little minions, their little commies in the media will twist it so that it's all Donald Trump's fault.
Yeah. That's what they'll do. That's what they always do in a government shutdown. Doesn't matter whose fault it is. I mean, last year, Chuck Schumer shut the government down because he was worried about his own political career, just like Governor Walz is today. And, you know, they ended up blaming that on Trump. They had a deal. And suddenly Schumer goes out on the Senate floor and says, well, we're reneging on the deal and we're going to shut down the government because we don't want to fund ICE. So, I mean, ICE is already basically funded through the One Big Beautiful Bill. But the problem is they're holding up the whole DHS, Department of Homeland Security's authorization, budget authorization, to try to harm ICE and to try to let their future voters of America or of Somalia stay in the country. And so, I mean, that's how desperate they are to build this new voter base for themselves.
This is the same ICE that Obama used to praise. Didn't he decorate Tom Homan
Yes, he gave him some kind of medal. It wasn't the Medal of Freedom, but he gave him some kind of a presidential medal for his service. They deported almost 5 million people during the Obama years, more than any other president in history. Okay, and and it was all fine and dandy with the Democrats. They were thrilled to death and never uttered a peep about it. Nobody in the media complained, and Trump comes in, implements the same program, and oh my God, the world's coming to an end.
It's breathtaking. It's just absolutely breathtaking.
And by the way, I mean, we should mention too that both President Obama and President Bill Clinton, former presidents, joined in to the insurrection last night with letters of their own.
Oh,
urging the people of Minnesota to keep protesting and following ICE around and all that stuff. Joe Biden didn't do anything because, Joe Biden doesn't know where he is most of the time.
Yeah.
But Obama and Clinton both decided to jump into it.
Breathtaking. Bill Clinton jumping in when he couldn't find time to make his scheduled appearance before Congress.
Yeah.
But he's got time to, and all of them are on the record absolutely supporting the deportation of illegal aliens because it's a bad thing for America.
Clinton deported 3 million during his 8 years in office.
I just don't get it. And now they think a government shutdown is going to play well for them politically.
Well, it played pretty well last November. And so, they may not be wrong.
All right, so you're consulting the Republican Party. What do you advise them to do?
Nuke the filibuster and pass the SAVE Act and pass all the budget bills and just tell the Democrats to go to hell. That's what I'd do if I was them, because you know what's going to happen the next time the Democrats get the Senate, they're going to nuke the filibuster anyway.
Oh, and now they're going to impeach Kristi Noem, too. For what, doing a good job?
They're talking about doing that too. So I just think, and I've been against dropping the filibuster because I do think it protects the country from the worst excesses of both parties. But if the Democrats, I think it's just 100% certainty that they're going to go there the next time they get control of the Senate. So if you're the Republicans and you have the current majority, why would you give the Democrats the first shot at that? Because if the Democrats have that authority, where they can pass anything with a simple majority vote, they're going to pack the Supreme Court, they're going to rig the election system, and they're going to ensure they never lose control of the United States Senate. Okay? So the fact that the Republicans, there's so many Republicans not willing to take that step right now, really raises questions about which party they're really loyal to, in my mind. And we know that we have a lot of completely disloyal Republicans in Congress today and always have. But I think that, people need to really put pressure on their senators and their representatives to do the right thing here, because, if they don't, then it's just a matter of time before the Democrats rig the whole system irreparably.
I have breaking news for our listeners. We will have Senator Tommy Tuberville on the morning show Thursday at 7:05.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a great guest.
Future governor.
Yeah, he'll be an awesome governor. Later on in the show, after David, we'll talk about some of the things I got from the inside. We have a warming center here. That's all it's supposed to be, and it's basically where mentally ill and others get. It's so pathetic. It's so sad. And whether it's nice or not, at 9 or even 11 o'clock, they're back out on the street until it gets dark again. That makes no sense to me. That's their option.
Did you hear Trump's going to bring back asylums?
Asylums?
Mm-hmm.
For the insane?
Well, for the incompetent, yeah.
We need something.
Yeah, because there are a lot of people on the streets, like that's what reminded me of it, who need care
Yeah.
and can't care for themselves.
I have an example handy. Let me see if I can find this really quick for you. Regarding our local facility, there was a guy there with a. Hang on, I've got a ton of email today, so looking for this may take a second. And we do want to talk about Greenland, but let me see if I can grab this really quick on our local warming centers. I'm not finding it. But they're a mess. There's nothing of substance or real help available there other than being exposed. And how do you get there? I mean, most of the people that are stuck outside are homeless. They don't have cars. They just wait for a bus. Pass on that option. I'll look for that, and we'll have to hit it later because we're losing time.
Well, bringing back asylums is a great idea.
I think
It was
so.
one of the worst mistakes the country ever made.
I think so.
Who did that? When did that take place? Because
It all happened in the 70s. Really, Carter administration really.
Yeah, when we started getting all
consolidated all
touchy-feely.
Oh.
Yeah.
So touchy-feely means
I
we
mean,
don't care about...
so, there were a lot of abuses in a lot of those asylums, of course. And, you've seen movies about it all over the years. But the solution wasn't to just throw them all out on the street, which is what happened and literally created the homeless crisis.
It was
Out
to
of
get
whole
better skilled people working there.
Right, exactly. And, but the liberals, of course, wanting to create chaos in our society, which is the whole project of the Democratic Party for the last 60 years, decided, oh, yeah, well, here's an opportunity. Just let all these crazy people out on the streets to cause chaos and create problems in our safety net programs. And, excuse me. And so, I mean, we lost the ability to institutionalize people who need to be institutionalized. And, and we call them the homeless now. Or actually, I think we're supposed to call them the unhoused.
Mm-hmm.
They
In reality,
unhoused?
98% of them are either hopeless drug addicts or they're crazy people.
It says that it started in the 1960s, a process accelerated by the 1963 Community Mental Health Centers Act.
Yeah.
Deinstitutionalization moved patients from large institutions to community care. And there were further federal cuts that occurred under the Reagan administration in the 80s.
Yeah. But by then, most of the big institutions were already gone by then.
Yeah.
In Texas, for example, we had the, what was it called? I can't even remember the name of it in Austin, but it was our major state-run mental health facility that was shut down in the late 90s. It wasn't even there by the time Reagan became president. And so Austin was the first city in Texas that had a pretty significant homeless problem. And of course, now every city in Texas, just in every other state, has a homeless problem to some extent or another. But it's all people who either need drug treatment or mental health treatment and can't get it, and because they're not in an institution. So that's what we decided to do as a society. And
well, there are also people that are imprisoned, and that's not the right care for them either.
Right. Yeah.
Here's an example of what goes on from somebody who was at our one warming center.
Are you sharing something or playing?
No, I'm reading something.
Okay.
25 to 30 folks. One of the gentlemen had an external cardiac pump that required us to ensure all his batteries were plugged in all night. As an EMT, I was blown away that he is just out in the street walking around with this device, sadly, because of where we are forced to be, which is the Crump Center. If something had gone wrong, the most likely outcome he would have passed. City County does not provide the facility or personnel to effectively manage the situation. Now, we got a whole week worth of this kind of weather coming up.
Yeah.
I've asked the city councilor who owns this arena, this area, why we can't move this operation into a location where we are not forced to tear it down and set it up each time. Additionally, with a fixed facility, we could have medical folks, housing folks, legal assistants. I went as far as to ask why we cannot have the old Montgomery Advertiser building. Gee, I wonder why that went away. As it won't be torn down or rebuilt anytime soon. In other words, there are better options out there. What they have really is like desperate. And you're right. There are people, this guy sounds like he needs a medical facility with a battery operated cardiac device. That's just nuts. But that's the new Montgomery. Stephen L. Reed, Mayor. Good job, as always. Can we talk about Greenland?
Yes.
On one hand, I don't know how the media is managing this story. The people of Greenland want nothing to do with this. They hate America. They're loyal to Denmark for all Denmark has done for them, and blah, 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 blah. Where is this situation now? Where does it seem to be going?
Well, Trump got everything he wanted. I mean, without firing a shot or putting a boot on the ground. He basically is going to have control of the whole island. Although the Danes are going to pretend he doesn't. But I mean, he went over there last week with Rubio and an entourage of people, and they had a lot of conversations with the leaders in Europe, and Trump basically told them, if you don't allow us to have control of Greenland, we'll leave NATO and you can defend yourselves. And the Europeans know they can't do that.
Right.
They don't have the money to defend themselves. Most of their countries are near bankrupt. Their armies are a joke. The continent as a whole, couldn't field an army that would hold back the Russians or the Chinese for more than a day or two. And so they have to have American support and cooperation in order to provide for their own defense, or to have a defense provided for them, basically, is what we do through NATO and have for 70 years, I guess, how long it's been. They basically did a face-saving deal where Denmark pretends to continue to own the island, but the United States get to put whatever military installations they want to put on the island, including missile defense systems and a naval base and an air station and yada, yada, yada. And the United States gets the right of first refusal to any deals to develop the minerals on the island, which are huge, enormous reserves of rare earth minerals and cobalt and copper and oil and gas, even in the offshore Greenland. And so this is essentially, the United States may not have technical, internationally recognized ownership of the island, but it is going to have full functional control of the island, which is where Trump wanted to end up in all of this to begin with. It's how he negotiates. He throws out this crazy proposition that I'm going to buy Greenland and I'm going to spend $700 billion. And knowing that will offend everybody and they'll go crazy and they'll end up making a deal once they realize what the situation really is. And he gets whatever he wants without spending a dime. And so, it's a mystery to me. He's been around for 11 years now in the political arena.
Yeah.
Almost nobody understands this very simple negotiation technique that he does every time. And it's all laid out in 2 different books, and everybody's had a chance to read them, and nobody's done it.
When we come back, we want a complete update, David, on Jasmine D. Crockett, who has virtually vanished.
Oh, Lord. I haven't heard about her in at least a month.
Virtually vanished from the news and become a joke within her own party, which is really, really hard to do.
They're really worried about her winning the nomination for that Senate race now. They're propping up this young lunatic that's running against her now to be their Senate nominee, just to save themselves the humiliation in the fall. So
here's an interesting observation with all the chaos we've been discussing this afternoon with David Blackman. Virtually every market index was up today, including the Dow by a couple of 100 points. Somehow this seems to be able to shut the news narrative out and focus on business, which is a good thing. Anyway, Brett McDonald will analyze for us at 5:15 this afternoon here on News Talk. David, please give your blog address so we can direct people to your work.
it is davidblackman.substack.com for politics and blackman.substack for energy. I write about both every day.
All right, and we will be back with David in a bit. First, traffic and 1819 News, 435.
Well, we are really beginning to get busy everywhere now. I-65 and 85 beginning to load up a bit. The boulevards are busy, but no issues. We've had a couple of minor accidents, nothing really affecting traffic flow. Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka, light to moderate and building as more and more folks get off work and get out of Montgomery to Prattville, Millbrook, and Wetumpka. We will keep you updated. Lowest tax rates in Alabama are at McKinnon Nissan. Plus, they've got 0% financing up to 60 months on 2025 Muranos and 2026 Rogues. It's worth the drive. McKinnon Nissan, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Buckle up. Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
1819 News.
An announcement from the mayor of Birmingham has brought out a reaction from U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville. Mayor Randall Woodfin has declared January as Muslim American Heritage Month. Woodfin made the announcement at the city council meeting last week, in which he promoted 2 Muslim holidays that occur within January. Tuberville pushed back at this move while he was addressing the Alabama Hospital Association in Hoover. Tuberville said he's not opposed to anyone seeking to assimilate into the U.S. who also agrees to go by the laws and Constitution, but he said trying to change the culture here in America will put our country in huge trouble. Tuberville says that the laws that we have, as well as the U.S. Constitution, is what puts our people on the same page, and he said those laws stem from this country accepting Christian and biblical beliefs. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Are you enjoying 1819 News? If so, consider joining 1819 News as a member. As a nonprofit news organization, we depend on the support of Alabamians like you. Memberships start out as little as $5 a month, and you'll get access to exclusive content only offered to our members. You'll be supporting independent journalism done by people who cherish Alabama values. Become a member today by visiting 1819news.com and clicking Become a Member. That's 1819news.com and click Become a Member today.
A Limestone County man has been arrested over the weekend and charged with kidnapping. 41-year-old Jason Hargrove of Athens is accused of dragging a female victim from her home and violently forcing her into a car this past Saturday. The victim was able to escape from Hargrove on Sunday and contact police. Hargrove resisted arrest and had to be tasered. A cold weather advisory has been put into place for the northern parts of Alabama as cold air remains in the state until Tuesday. The cold air from the Arctic will put temperatures down to freezing and below in central and northern parts of Alabama. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage.
And I'm Madeline Cannon, and we have some exciting news to share with you. We've been serving the state of Alabama for many, many years, and now we are able and ready to offer the same great mortgage financing in Georgia and Florida as well.
Our company may be Alabama Home Mortgage, but now we can finance your Georgia home mortgage and your Florida home mortgage too. We couldn't be more excited to extend our customer base to our neighboring states. For years, we have had customers call us in hopes we could assist them with purchasing their vacation cabin in North Georgia or their dream home in Florida. And now we can. For those of you who have family and friends that live in Florida and Georgia, be sure to tell them the good news.
Whether you are looking to purchase or refinance a home located in Alabama, Georgia, or Florida, you owe it to yourself to give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time.
It's not just a slogan. Call Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
Did you know that 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February? And did you know there's a good chance it's just hormones? Hi, I'm Evan Bass, founder of Montgomery Men's Health, and I started this clinic to take care of men. If your testosterone is low, then motivation, energy, and drive often follow too. And keeping resolutions can feel like walking through mud. Even more so as we age, these things tend to get worse if untreated. Guys, you're not alone. Your urologist-led support team at Montgomery Men's Health has your back. For years, we've effectively treated ED and low T comprehensively and with proven treatments dialed in just for you. With same-day booking, you can meet our passionate team, and by this afternoon, you'll leave with a plan that's designed to be sustainable for life. The number one thing we hear guys say is, I forgot how I used to feel. Guys, it's time to feel amazing and crush this new year. Call my team right now and let us treat you to an unforgettable experience. Dial 334-440-3663 or go to montgomerymenshealth.com. montgomerymenshealth.com.
We get this question all the time.
Do you handle that?
Buying or selling a home?
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Land or investments?
Absolutely. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. One team.
Every real estate move. 334-322-0662.
When it's time to replace an old window or door, you want expert craftsmanship and proven experience. You want Davis Door and Sash. Right now, take advantage of our limited time promotion. 10% off materials on new energy efficient doors and windows. Voted best in the River region for windows and installation in 2024 and 25. Davis Door and Sash would love to work for you. Call 334-288-6010 or visit davisdoorandsashalabama.com. Davis Door and Sash, the perfect fit for your home.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Throw an extra log on the fire tonight. It's going to be a very cold night after this incredibly cold Monday. Tonight, mostly clear skies. Overnight low temperature down to about 15, but the wind chill factor close to 10, I think. Tomorrow, Tuesday, sunshine, but a high temperature only up to about 42. Not quite as much wind tomorrow. Down to the low 20s on Tuesday night. You know, as we ease towards Friday night into early Saturday, there will be yet another surge of Arctic air. Stay warm from the Blue Water Weather Center. This is Rich Thomas.
The holidays may be over, but the bills don't have to weigh you down. Let ASE Credit Union help lighten your financial load with our special post-holiday loan options. Visit us online at yourasecu.com or stop by one of our branches to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
And now making its premiere here on the Idiocracy with our co-host David Blackman, Natasha Owens. The Somali Waltz.
The Somali Waltz.
In Mogadishu, Minnesota, you might have heard there's quite a load of money missing, new millionaires, all the kids are leering in fake daycares. The Somali Waltz, the Somali Waltz, it's the same old song. The Somali Waltz,
How about that, everybody? That was amazing. And somebody wanted to know if David Blackman is broadcasting from a tugboat today because of that odd background song. Well, we've done our best to try and figure out what it is. We have people that want to talk to you on the telephone. So we begin with Biloxi Gambler. You're on with David Blackman.
Well, and of course I want to talk to you too, Greg. But David, do you know about USA rare earth minerals in Oklahoma that came out over the weekend, the news on it?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. It's not anything I've really studied up on, but it's a company that, has a plan to establish supply chains domestically for rare earth metals from cradle to grave. And the government is investing with them to try to make it happen.
Yes, sir. My question would be, we need to look at the politicians, any of them, any legislature, senator, whoever, that knew about the $1.6 billion that we're going to, that the United States, the government's going to give to them, because their stock price has been as low as $5. And December 31st, it was $11. Today is $32.
Yeah.
So I want to look at Nancy Pelosi's husband's portfolio to see if that you got some kind of advance word on that. I'd love to be in a position where I could put in $1 and 24 days later pull out $3. That's a good machine right there.
Sure is. Yeah, no, I'd like to be sure that, the Commerce Secretary, this is through the Commerce Department that it's happening, that no officials in the Trump administration were trading in that stock. I would hope that we could get some kind of confirmation on that, and no members of Congress were trading in it who would have known about this pending deal.
I don't think Trump would be that stupid. He doesn't need the money.
He doesn't need the money, yeah.
I think there's a lot of stupid people up there that are doing that. So,
oh yes, no doubt.
That Somalian lady that came over here broke, and now she's worth $30 million. That House member up there in Minneapolis. Anyway, and I don't know. I hadn't seen her money, but the rumor is she's worth $30 million. But I won't keep you. Thank you very much. Thanks, Greg.
Thank you. Biloxi Gambler. We go to Jeff next. 334-272-9228 to talk to David Blackman. Good afternoon.
Hey, David. I was going to suggest to Greg that he play the Somali waltz for you, but he beat me to it. But I like it. I have a question for you. My mom was talking yesterday, and she was looking at YouTube, and she's seen a YouTube video where it said that the United States Supreme Court has ruled against Trump unanimously on something, and it was freaking her out. And I looked it up. It looked like to me it was an AI-generated thing.
Probably was. YouTube and Facebook and all of social media are overrun with that kind of crap.
Yeah, it is, and it freaks the older folks out who don't know about all this stuff.
It's becoming a real problem.
But you mentioned the Supreme Court. Why have we not heard about the tariff shit? We keep getting rumors. 3 weeks now, we've been hearing that they're about to drop that decision.
Do not know.
I don't think they've done it yet. Oh, I know what it was. Have you seen? Okay, do you ever watch the Baby Trump videos?
Oh yeah, I love those things.
Mm-hmm.
They're hilarious.
Check out the one Baby Trump visits Minnesota, and the daycare center. It is hilarious.
Oh, the luring centers.
Luring centers.
Yeah, it's the luring center. Yeah, it's got Tampon Tim and
there wasn't one.
Ilhan Omar and President Trump.
No.
And it is just cute as it can be, and it's clean. You can play it on the radio. It's clean.
Yeah,
but it's very funny.
Yeah, Diaper Diplomacy, for those who aren't familiar with it, it's a YouTube channel called Diaper Diplomacy that does these videos that are just hysterically funny.
Yeah, but I thought you would like that one too. But yeah, I had sent Greg the Somali waltz thing the other day, and that ought to help that lady get to number one, because that's what she's wanting to do.
Hey, that's a name brand recording artist right there making and the video was really well done. I mean,
really well done.
It was. It was. Yeah. Yeah. She's on. She's
it's on my
that,
page, by the way. Watch and
Real
share
America's
it, please.
Voice.
Huh?
She's on that Real America's Voice.
By the way, I tagged you in that clip, David, in case you
Great.
decided. All right, thanks so much for the call, and thank you for turning us on to the Somali Waltz.
Have a good one.
All right. With all of this chaos, we have traveled the globe. We have gone from Minneapolis to Greenland, and now we're going to head south to Iran. That's almost vanished from the news the last couple of days.
Yeah, that's fixing to end.
And nothing's going to change there.
Oh, I think a lot's fixing to change there. Yeah, I think we've got a carrier group in the moving into the Persian Gulf today, the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Group, which had to come from the South China Sea, so it took a week. And my theory is that, has always been, I guess it was 11 days ago that that there were all these rumors flying. America was about to do a bombing campaign, but we didn't have a carrier group in the theater, and carrier groups are it's so important for air support and missile launching and things like that. That when you don't have that nearby, that kind of support nearby, it's a real security issue for the rest of the operation. So they immediately, the next morning, ordered the USS Abraham Lincoln Group from the South China Sea to sail to the Persian Gulf, and they're there today. There is another group that left Norfolk the same day, but they still got 3 or 4 days before they get over there. But I think sometime this week, we're probably going to end up with some kind of a military campaign in Iran to try to bring down that regime.
And maybe the people will once again have freedom. It'll be kind of like it was 50 years ago when it was a very westernized looking place. You show that, I mean, of course, in our undereducated society, they would have no clue that once upon a time, Iran, the youngsters there were wearing bell-bottom pants and flowered shirts and looked like American hippies.
It was a very modern, cosmopolitan, wealthy society. But of course, like any society that is ruled by a Shah or whatever he called himself, the Shah, or prince or king, there are inequities in the society, and the Carter administration decided it'd be a wonderful deal to depose the Shah, let him fall, and replace him with this with the mullahs, and so we've had. I mean, they massacred 30,000 people last week to put down the riots. This is a regime that has always maintained power just by mowing people down,
genocide,
to intimidate them, and so 30,000 souls lost their lives, and it's like we don't even notice.
Yeah, well, you got my favorite video of the day was somebody who went. One of the rioters, one of the pros in Minnesota, went back for one of those flashbang things that hadn't gone off.
Oh, yeah. Idiot.
And then it did. Do I feel any empathy at all for the person that suffered at that? Not
How
a
stupid
squirt.
do you have to be? How stupid do you have to be to do
That's why we call this the Idiocracy, because
my goodness.
What's going to go on with Canada? Because you pointed out last week in one of your blogs about Venezuela, all of this, it really all goes to China, Greenland, China. Canada, they want to become a partnership with China now. What is that all about?
Well, Mark Carney he's probably a Chinese agent. I mean, that's what I believe. I mean, I think he's totally a Manchurian candidate for China. To begin, his family doesn't even live in Canada. He's not Canadian. I mean, it's just
You're kidding. His family doesn't live there.
his family lives in New York City, his wife and children. He's got a
Jeez.
transgender child going to school
Oh,
at
of
Harvard.
course.
And,
Well, they all have one.
yeah, I mean, they all have a transgender child for some reason. But anyway, he's moving Canada into the Chinese orbit as quickly as he can. And, President Trump, I don't think is going to allow it to happen. I think, and he told Carney last week, made the big speech announcing this trade deal, memorandum of understanding that he had entered into with the Chinese government. And President Trump said, well, you do that, we're going to slap 100% tariff on your imports in the United States, which we're 80% of Canada's market for their products of all kinds. They'll die. Their economy will die if that happens. And it'll take months. So, the next day, Carney comes out and says, well, I don't really have any intention of entering into a trade deal with China.
Oh, isn't that amazing how that happened?
But then today, China, for $5.5 billion, suddenly buys an auto company based in Canada.
Oh.
So it's already happening. He's going to let China in to try to take over Canada. And the Monroe Doctrine, what I don't think Carney understands is that President Trump's very serious about this Monroe Doctrine thing. And it doesn't just apply to the banana republics in Central America and the tin pot dictators in South America. It applies to the Western Hemisphere, which, by the way, Canada is in, whether they like it or not. And so I just don't. I think Trump is not going to allow that to happen, and we could have a real problem with Canada. I mean, a real problem geopolitically with Canada pretty soon because of this.
We got to build another wall.
Yeah, maybe we're building it on the wrong border.
Why don't we just cement the trees together up there? I mean, it's pretty much trees.
It is. It really is.
It really is.
We'll just weave barbed wire through them.
We have reached the end of what I consider to be the least interesting NFL season in history.
Yeah.
I had no idea who was good, who was bad, and I'm almost shocked that the Patriots are going to be in the Super Bowl.
I know, with the Seahawks.
Seattle,
Mm-hmm.
another city that ought to be a fun place on game night. You know what? I think the missing component, I'll make a prediction right now, this game is not going to get the ratings that last year's did because there's no Taylor Swift. There's no drama.
Who cares about New England versus Seattle?
I don't
care. I mean, I gotta admit, a mission to make. The Rams are my shadow team. Okay.
I love the Rams. That's who I was rooting. That possession they had, that was, how long was it? 12 minutes to get down the field, and they did not score. It was brutal to watch.
Brutal. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But now that they're out, I couldn't care. I'm not going to watch the Super Bowl. I've watched every Super Bowl since the first one. Every one of them. I'm not going to watch the Super Bowl.
I watched the Joe DiMaggio story over the weekend. That was much more interesting.
I did watch both games yesterday, but
we couldn't. We had no power.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you play Scrabble? Charades?
It's a game that starts with strip, but I can't remember the rest. Strip Yahtzee. Just kidding. Just trying to be controversial. And David, we're only about 3 weeks from pitchers and catchers reporting. That's something.
See, for me, it's already baseball season.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, all of this stuff is just distraction and falderall. In fact, let me check my sources here to see if the Dodgers bought any players today.
I think we're done. I think they're broke. I think that billionaire that owns the team is dead broke.
Interesting.
Well, they're loaded for bear. They're the favorites. And you know what? Good for them. Because they have revenue streams built around Shohei Ohtani and all these stars they have. They work the star system very well. Yeah. That brings in a ton of additional revenue. Instead of putting it in their pockets, they invested in other players that can get them to a third straight World Series title. And I think they're absolutely the favorite. I might even become a Dodgers fan.
There you go. Just join the Borg.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's just come on in and join us. The water's warm.
Although I did have a modicum of mediocre, and it's hard to put excitement into the quantifier of mediocre, that the Yankees got Cody Bellinger coming back. Wow.
Oh, did they get Bellinger? Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Me too. Thank you.
Yeah, they way overpaid, but they had to do something because, and basically all the Yankees have done is reassemble last year's team with a couple of additional pieces. But I would love to see another Yankee-Dodger World Series.
Me too.
So we just had a caller talking about the NFL.
Yes.
Do you know what percentage of games they met the point spread for gambling? 70%.
They met the point spread.
What does that mean? I mean, you're either. I'm not sure what that means.
Like they were,
You're
whoever
right
was
on
going to
the point
win.
spread?
Yes.
That
Which is
doesn't
good
surprise
for the gambling houses, right? I
Very
mean,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
have long thought most NFL games are rigged.
Yes. We were talking about this a year ago.
Okay.
Covered, not met.
But
Covered.
not even the Kansas City Chiefs could be rigged this year. Wasn't meant to be.
No,
So-
you have all those injuries and no Tay, and it just all fell apart.
No, and I'm with you. I don't know anything about. I mean, I was stunned the Patriots were able to succeed without Bill Belichick or Tom Brady. I thought maybe they brought Brady back at age 52, for the big comeback.
I was really hoping the Broncos would win with their backup quarterback.
Hey, look at the freak show up there with Timmy Waltz and his. Oh my God.
The sign language interpreters now are out of control. What is up?
Arrest him. Arrest somebody, Pam
People
Bondi.
understand we have AI closed captions now, automatic, immediate closed captions.
Yeah.
I mean, that whole
We don't need that.
profession should die. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I think they're doing it for the
Anyway,
internet
sorry,
fame
I
now.
hate to be insensitive, but damn.
And now the Democrats are saying Trump sent these untrained goons into Minneapolis targeting their precious illegal murderers. And okay, I'm at my mental limit. David, thank you. It's so great to have you back. Will you be with us Thursday?
Oh yes, if I can talk, I'll be here.
I have a reason to live
I think
to
I'm
Thursday.
getting over it.
I so
Go have
appreciate it,
some
my
tea.
friend.
Yes.
And once again, your blog address so we can send people your way to subscribe.
Yes, it's davidblackman.substack.com. Come see me. Would love to see you there.
By the way, I will look better next time. I'll be having a haircut between now and then.
Oh, me too, man. I got to get it done. It's terrible. Under
I
this
knew he
cap.
looked like a. Did you see? It looks like a hippie. David does. Kidding.
See y'all Thursday.
All right, my friend.
See ya.
Thanks. Okay, we're going to hit the traffic dungeon. Wall Street Business, SRN News, then Brant McDonald. Stay tuned.
We continue to be very busy everywhere this afternoon. A lot of folks are off work now, headed to the house, and that means congestion on I-65 and 85 boulevards, all of our feeder roads outbound. Prattville, Millbrook with Tumpka reporting light to mostly moderate traffic. No issues there. We will keep you updated. The workhorse specials at Thompson Tractor. See the all-new Cat 255 compact track loader. 3-year warranty, 74-inch bucket, 1,000-hour filter kit, only $73,655. 0% financing. Thompson Tractor off I-85 past Taylor Road. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bob Agnew. The Trump administration is chipping away at China's near monopoly on the rare earth minerals market.
The U.S. is taking a minority stake in an Oklahoma rare earth miner as it seeks to minimize its reliance on imports of a material used in smartphones, robotics, and electric vehicles, and many other high-tech products. China processes more than 90% of the world's critical minerals. USA Rare Earth says the Commerce Department is investing $1.6 billion in the company. Rich Thomason, Washington.
More than 60 Minnesota CEOs are urging unity from government leaders as protests over immigration enforcement impact local businesses. Protesters have targeted companies they believe support the federal effort, including Target. Winning session on Wall Street at the closing bell. The Dow was up 313 points. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bob Agnew.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
This is Johnny from Sinclair's from Vaughn Road. We've been in business almost 30 years.
Sinclair's East, Vaughn at Taylor.
I think if you hadn't tried us, you should give us a try. We've got a great menu, offered anything from chicken fingers, wings, salads, fajitas. At lunchtime, we do great country lunch with different vegetables and different meats every day.
Sinclair's, where you get great sandwiches and our daily meat and 3 special at lunch, to great pasta, chicken, steaks, and seafood for dinner.
Our most popular items are, we got a soup called she crab soup, which is extremely popular. We've got a bunch of pasta dishes, which people love. Mediterranean chicken is my favorite.
Sinclair's.
We do live music, light stuff on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then on Fridays and Saturdays, maybe 3-piece bands or 4-piece bands.
Come see why Sinclair's has seen lesser restaurants come and go over the years. Johnny Sullivan Sinclair's, at the corner of Vaughn and Taylor. Find them on Facebook at Sinclair's East. Google search Sinclair's Restaurant. Sinclair's.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. Are you getting ready to put your home up for sale? Remember the 6 P's. Prepare your home by deep cleaning, painting where needed, yard work, decluttering the inside. Present your home to the market through the experienced realtor who knows how to market the home and get it sold. Price the home at fair market value of what the home should bring in today's market. Your realtor can guide you in pricing the home to sell, not sit. Pay for part of the closing cost and provide a 1-year warranty. Buyers today don't have the down payment and all the cost of buying a home without some help. Prepare to look at offers from the marketplace and accept the best offer for your needs. And 6, place your trust in experienced professionals, including your realtor, closing attorney, and mortgage company. For all the details, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 221-2883. And remember, we are now hiring agents, both new and experienced. Call me today for an interview. Bo Goodson, 221-2883.
Ugh, time to clean out the gutters again.
But I don't want you climbing that ladder.
Time to call Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection company. Leaf Filter's trusted pros will not only clean your gutters for you, they'll realign and seal your gutters and install Leaf Filter. With Leaf Filter, you'll never have to clean out your gutters again.
Wait, never again?
Never again. Because Leaf Filter's surgical-grade stainless steel micro mesh is fine enough to block even tiny debris like pine needles and pollen, while still letting rainwater flow through. Leaf Filter works so well, it's backed by a lifetime warranty. Plus, when you go to leaffilter.com/block, you'll get a free gutter inspection and up to 30% off.
Wow. So no more climbing that ladder.
How do I sign up?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/block for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/block for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/block.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Many U.S. residents are facing another night of below freezing temperatures and no electricity after a massive winter storm dumped more snow in the northeast and left parts of the south coated in ice. The colossal storm halted air and road traffic in many areas and sent temperatures plunging. At least 26 deaths were reported in states hit by the winter weather. A senior U.S. Border Patrol commander and some agents are expected to leave Minneapolis as early as tomorrow. Border Patrol Commander Greg Bavino has been at the center of the Trump administration's immigration enforcement surge in cities nationwide. On Wall Street, the Dow by 313 points, the Nasdaq rose 100, the S&P advanced 34. More details at srnnews.com.
The following is a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
I had a lot of credit card debt and it stressed me out. But what I thought was a solution turned out to be a problem. I kept hearing ads about debt settlement that seemed too good to be true. And actually, it was. When I called, they told me to stop paying my bills. That didn't sound right to me at all, so I hung up. Later, I found out that debt settlement is bad, real bad. Then I learned that there is a right way to pay off your credit cards. It's called a debt management program from the great team at Trinity. Trinity had a plan. In the end, I paid off my bills, I saved thousands, and I even improved my credit score.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-936-5496.
My name is Heather. Please forget debt settlement and remember Trinity Debt Management.
1-800-936-5496.
E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free. E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free.
At E-Bike Oasis, we're more than just Montgomery's best electric bicycle store. E-Bike Oasis offers free 1-hour electrical bicycle rentals and a full-service electric bike repair shop. Stop by E-Bike Oasis in Montgomery today for free rentals, repairs, and electric bicycle brands in town.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Go to work for a family that puts God and family first. Wiley Sanders is looking for experienced dump truck drivers. Call them today, 855-777-9785. Drive for Wiley Sanders Truck Lines and be part of the family.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Throw an extra log on the fire tonight. It's going to be a very cold night after this incredibly cold Monday. Tonight, mostly clear skies. Overnight low temperature down to about 15, but the wind chill factor close to 10, I think. Tomorrow, Tuesday, sunshine, but a high temperature only up to about 42. Not quite as much wind tomorrow. Down to the low 20s on Tuesday night. You know, as we ease towards Friday night into early Saturday, there will be yet another surge of Arctic air. Stay warm from the Blue Water Weather Center. This is Rich Thomas.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
It is 5:13.
It's the Super Bowl matchup we've all been waiting for.
Really?
And we'll be waiting for it for another 2 weeks. It's the Super Bowl Super City matchup. It's New England and their creamy clam chowder, which is way better than the tomatoey kind, versus Seattle, where it's gray and rainy so often you need to drink as much Starbucks coffee as possible just to stay awake.
I had a guy, a friend of mine, who worked in Miami, had a pretty good success there, and got a job offer in Seattle.
Oh, to move from Miami to Seattle?
So he did that and lasted 6 months. It was either leave or stay and probably commit suicide because the weather was so dismal, so gray, that he could not take it. The politics there alone would ruin me.
Me too. I could not. Same as moving back to Vermont. Never. It's TS.
Well, let's say hello to TS. Good morning to you.
Good afternoon to you, Greg.
Okay.
Did you cook? It's all good. Did you cook your apple thing on Sunday?
No, not without power.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were without all day.
Yeah.
Right. I was just checking.
All day. No power.
Oh, that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But it was back on before it got cold overnight, at least.
Yeah, well, we would have been somewhere else.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Okay, I was just checking. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Is it Brant?
Hey, guys.
It's Mr. Right on the Money. We're good. I am going to dispatch Pamela.
Yes, I'm going to cut the stream and head out.
At this time. So, Pamela, thank you. And thank you for the